Let me show y'all something real quick. Intelligence Committee warns us of bioweapon targeting DNA of individual Americans. Now, watch this.
I have a certain blood type. I'm not gonna go too much into detail because I don't need none of y'all trying to kidnap me. 2 days ago, I had an outpatient lumpectomy surgery, which means I should have been able to go home within an hour. But they decided to keep me. They said I got an infection. They have drawn my blood at least 9 times since I've been here. Never once really given a reason. Just coming in the room, hey Miss Moss, we're here to draw your blood.
They kept drawing her blood and she ends up saying, no, I don't want you to draw my blood anymore. You're not giving me a reason. She then starts to refuse them from taking her blood. Then once the doctor gets to the hospital, he's frustrated on why there isn't any blood of hers. And when he finds out that she doesn't want her blood taken anymore, he just discharges her. Y'all have to really understand the importance of our blood, especially black women. Y'all trying to find where y'all from in y'all DNA, but not knowing that these people are collecting your information and probably selling it. Warns Americans to stay away from DNA testing services as information could be used to develop bioweapons. Our blood carries our literal essence. Let's not forget that blood is used in rituals to control people, and it carries our energy. And I know y'all been seeing these TikToks of these girls using their period blood in the spaghetti to control men and make them obsessed with them. Y'all gotta stop easily giving away your blood. Do y'all remember that scene in Avatar where Moat actually stabbed him and licked his blood and she could tell who he was spiritually? Yeah, it's people who actually do that. And if you don't know the story of Henrietta Lacks, they literally took this woman's blood cells and illegally used it to cure specific diseases. People using blood to make them look younger. Our essence is literally in the blood that we produce. They're trying to track down that original Eve gene. And y'all think I'm playing. They're really trying to use the genetics that we have to save them. Watch this.
Part of this genetic breakthroughs that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that.
He's trying to pay them for their DNA. But you know, maybe I'm just making all this up. Y'all stay dangerous.
Right, so do you believe in the Illuminati?
Yeah.
There's these clips, right?
Are the Illuminati real? I know you know.
But I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do.
Like there's talks about people getting walked up on by men in black suits, right? And offering them contracts to be famous, type shit. And so like that's the Illuminati's way of like getting you.
So there's a Ninja Turtles theory that every single weapon of the Ninja Turtles was given to them by Master Splinter to teach them a lesson of their own personality.
Oh.
So Raphael, right?
Yeah.
He's the most hot-headed, you can say he's the most violent. What weapon does he have?
Just the two.
He has the Sai.
Yeah.
The Sai, they're not bladed, they're meant for defense only. Master Splinter gave the most hot-headed, most violent person the Sai, which is all defense. Michelangelo, what does he use? The nunchucks. Michelangelo, he's the most like scatterbrains, thinking about random shit, right?
Yeah, but that would help him though.
No, because nunchucks, you have to be very precise and very accurate and very focused. You have to be very focused to use nunchucks or you're gonna hit yourself. Donatello.
With the stick?
With a stick.
Yeah.
See if you can guess this one. Donatello, what's he known for? He's
attacking, right?
No, he's the smartest and he's the most technological savvy, right?
He gave him a stick.
And he gave him a stick. He gave him a stick. So Master Splinter's like, you like all these games, you like all these technologies. There's a very Asian mindset. Use this stick and be creative with so little what you have.
Damn.
Now Leonardo,
I forgot what Leonardo has.
he has the 2 swords, the 2 katanas, right?
Yeah.
Now Leonardo, he's the most ethical. That's why he's the best leader, right? He's most compassionate for people. But he's the only one in the Ninja Turtles that has sharp bladed weapons that can really kill somebody.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Master Splinter wanted to teach him, even though you're so compassionate and so ethical, there may be some times you have to use violence to protect.
Okay, so are we gonna talk about CERN, the multiverse, dreams, the Mandela effect? I watched Multiverse of Madness last night, and this scene really got to me.
Dreams are windows into the lives of our multiversal selves.
How's his theory?
So that recurring nightmare where we're running naked from a clown.
Somewhere out there. It's real.
I've always said that dreams are literal portals to an unknown world. We're stepping into the bodies of the different universes of ourselves. Have you ever had a dream where you realized that it was a dream and you instantly woke up? What if that means the consciousness of that universe pushed you out and back to your original body? The thought that there are alternate versions of ourselves based off the different decisions that we make. If you've ever watched Rick and Morty, this theory is explained so good. Do y'all remember Star Labs in The Flash, which gave people powers, multi-dimensional travel? Well, CERN is doing something like that. They might open a portal to another universe. Now in 2012, CERN used this particle accelerator. You know, 2012 when the Mayan calendar said that the world would end? But some people think at this time CERN caused our realities to merge with another universe. Hence why some things are different than what we remember. Because I swear it used to say Jiffy on the peanut butter. In the movie, there's an ability called dream walking, which you meditate and jump into the body of that version of you in a different universe. When you travel to that universe, it kind of looks like you're traveling through brain cells, which would explain why our brain cells look like the universe. This might be too much to take in for some people, to fathom that there are alternate universes and versions of ourselves. There's an exact scene how people's minds go crazy after they realize this.
It's fine. Everything is fine. There's an infinite number of realities, Morty. And in a few dozen of those, I got lucky and turned everything back to normal. I just had to find one of those realities in which we also happen to both die around this time. Now we can just slip into the place of our dead selves in this reality, and everything will be fine.
Morty was literally freaking out. But tell me what y'all think about all of this. Stay dangerous.
Is this the biggest conspiracy in all history? This is the phantom time hypothesis that states we are actually in the year 1722. The idea says three men, Otto III, Sylvester II and Constantine VII, all agreed to alter time and fabricate the years 614 to 911 AD so that they would live in the year 1000. The main evidence for this comes from the idea that there were discrepancies between the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar, which equated to the conclusion that 3 centuries had never actually existed. And due to a lack of historical evidence, those 3 centuries were pinned to the Carolingian period.
Let's talk about sanpaku eyes and what they mean, specifically when the whites are on the bottom of the eye. As you can see from Aaliyah, the whites of her eyes are under her iris. It's said that people with this typically live a tragic life and something tragic is approaching. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's something tragic regarding being unalived. A lot of times the eyes aren't like this naturally. They turn like this over time, and that's when you really want to be cautious that something dangerous may be approaching. Let's look at some other famous examples. This was like one season before Abby Lee went to jail and ended up in a wheelchair. She was showing sanpaku eyes, whereas in the first season she was not. This one's really interesting because sometimes sanpaku eyes can also show people want to stop you, if you know what I mean. They want to prevent you, and what best way to prevent you than unaliving? Actor who played Gomez in the Addams Family was showing sanpaku eyes. He passed away shortly after filming this movie, just 1 year after it was released actually. And Michael Jackson had sanpaku eyes as well.
This is a map of the United States Geological Survey. And what they do is they map out all the earthquakes throughout the entire world and track them. But as I was looking at it, I noticed obviously the frequency happening in Alaska and the United States, but then I noticed something really peculiar. Do me a favor and take a look at Antarctica. Notice how absolutely massive it is. I mean, here's what it looks like on Google Earth. Much smaller than both South America and Africa, barely covering any ground, to the official USGS website portraying it as literally going around the entirety of the world. Now in this picture you can see, they have it covering the entire Western Hemisphere. And here's the Eastern Hemisphere. They have it covering the entirety of it. Now this is crazy to me. So down the rabbit hole I went, and what I found absolutely blows my mind. See, flat earthers were onto something, but where they go wrong is assuming that the earth is only as big as they portray. It's actually much, much larger, and a part of something even bigger yet. This is known as the Atlantean Conspiracy and the Masonic Mystery of 33. It's the belief that we are surrounded by an ice wall, and that once beyond this ice wall, a whole new world awaits, including up to 33 continents. From elaborate German bases with super advanced technology, to places like Agartha, discovered by Admiral Byrd in 1947 on Operation High Jump. I always wondered why they called it Operation High Jump.
If you want to be ahead of the curve, this is what I think will be different about TikTok in a year from now, and what the next generation of stars to blow up are going to be doing differently from everyone else. If you're new here, my name's Kokomoko, I work in media, and I've made a career off of accurately predicting trends and rising stars right before they blow up. In the past few years, you've seen stars like Bella Poarch and Kobby Lame blow up. He actually surpassed Charli D'Amelio in followers. They were really reliant on trending audios, trending videos. It was very reactionary content. In fact, he was able to really blow up without even saying a word, because when you don't speak a language, your content transcends countries and people. Someone in the Philippines can understand a shrug just like someone in America. But I actually think things are starting to shift, and following trends is not a good idea anymore. As you can see, TikTok is actually leaning away from trends and hashtags. This is the search bar, and I think they want to start competing with Google. Creators who have an expertise and rely on SEO are going to be the ones who blow up. We're already seeing that with creators like Michaela Noguera. Instead of relying on a song to get trendy, which isn't really working anymore, they're able to really rely on their expertise or their interest. For her, it would be makeup, and I always tell people, interests make you interesting. And the best thing you can do is optimize your caption. I still use hashtags, but you really want to write full sentences and what people would search on Google to find your type of video. So if I could give you one piece of advice, it's do not rely on trends. Don't do trends, they're not going to help you. Make yourself interesting by having interests.
The universe appears to be 13.8 billion years old. Earth is like 4.5 billion years old. In another 500 million years or so, the sun will expand and probably evaporate the oceans and make life impossible on Earth. Which means that if it had taken consciousness 10% longer to evolve, it would never have evolved at all. Just 10% longer. And I wonder how many dead one-planet civilizations there are out there in the cosmos that never made it to the other planet and ultimately extinguished themselves or were destroyed by external factors. Probably a few. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you've ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives.
What really happened to Kate Yup? Kate Yup was a YouTuber and one of the biggest mukbang creators in the world. But if you're familiar with the story, you know there's some pretty dark twists to it. If you just go watch her videos, they seem fairly normal. Other than the fact that she doesn't show her eyes, she doesn't speak in any of the videos, and her profile pic is just a stock image. But none of that really means anything. It was in one of her videos that people started to notice she had busted up lips and bruises on her arms. The comments started flooding in asking her what was wrong. Then people started to say they could see people behind her and hear people whispering for her to eat faster. And in one specific video, she began tapping the side of a bowl with her fingers and people claimed it was Morse code for help. She even spelled out help as an acronym in the subtitles to one of her videos. So the theory was that she was kidnapped and being forced to make the videos. But all of these were just internet theories, until this missing person report was found. Like and follow for part 2.
Football stadiums from above.
When are y'all gonna get it, bro? Like, when are y'all gonna get it? If you have not watched this Kendra Lamar video, please go watch it. This man has literally made a video to show us how advanced technology is nowadays to you don't know what's real and what's fake. And it's gonna come a point in time where we ain't gonna be able to really understand or really know what's real and what's fake when it comes to how advanced technology is. And it's crazy because I was just talking about this shit yesterday, and it's just like, how do we know if anything we see on TV is real when it comes to these news stations and shit? when you got shit like this that could be done. Y'all, look at this. Like, when are y'all gonna get it, bro? Like, what is it gonna take for y'all to understand that we are living in some dangerous ass times? And they put the shit right in our face every time, and y'all still think this shit is a joke, and y'all still think this shit ain't real. Like, I don't